Welcome to the Rob and Blakey Commentary Box podcast, loud and clear on Welsh football. I'm the former BBC Wales football correspondent, Rob Phillips, and alongside me is the former Wales and Premier League player, Nathan Blake.
How you doing? Face for cap up today.
Yeah, well...
You should get some props off that.
Well, we'll go to the props in a moment because you might see behind us, Nathan has brought some of his treasured memorabilia into the studio. I should say we're brought to you with the support and the help of the journalism and media courses at the University of South Wales Atrium campus. And you can find the Rob and Blakey podcast, if you haven't done already, on all social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, X, Threads, and Blue Sky, as well as where you find your podcast normally, including Spotify. A couple of shout-outs, Nathan.
Whoop, whoop.
500 followers on X, thanks to John Hartman, or Hartman Chess, as he is on X. He's a Cardiff fan, lives in Nebraska, and was proud to take us past...
Nebraska, love that.
And he was proud to take us past the 500 mark on the followers.
Go on, Blue.
Also, big shout out to Morg92, who put a comment on Spotify saying, "Brilliant podcast, hope to see you at Merthyr Town soon."
Well, you've got to get invited, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, that's in hand.
Oh, okay.
I've spoken to those in...
Okay, and I know with Rob, we don't go anywhere unless there's food.
Oh, there probably will be. Oh, yes, the Merthyr Cob.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Merthyr Cob.
You've got to try the Merthyr Cob, Nick.
Just please tell me what's in the Merthyr Cob.
It's a thing of beauty. It's cob, half a cob, with the centre pulled out, chips, sausages, curry sauce. I've talked about this before. Oh, yes, you can. You can in Merthyr.
Maybe I'll give it a try. It sounds like Heartburn City for me, but I'll give it a try.
Yeah, you will. So this is episode 5 of the Rob and Blakey Commentary Box. You can get them all where you pick up your podcast normally, including the one with Jess Fishlock in episode 2. If you've not seen that, that is well worth listening or watching now. As we record this... As I said, Nathan has brought in some of his props. Not props, memorabilia. Let's give it the proper name.
Yeah.
Do you want to run through a couple?
Well, that's a few. I got a few of these man of the match.
Yeah, whose is that for?
Well, I nicked that off Scott Sellers when I was at Bolton. The shirt is Lotto. I mean, I'm not even sure. I remember Kappa, but I think that's early 90s, maybe 94, 95.
It's wonderful because some brilliant, obviously,
some brilliant
Gary Speed on there, Dean Saunders, Ryan Giggs.
Andy Mel.
Yourself?
Yeah,
You've signed your own shirt?
Well, of course, it's a team. They got to, haven't you? And then we've got some of my youth caps. I thought if we get more room, then I'll bring my my senior caps as well. But it's just 1988, that kind of... 89 is
if I'd known, I would have brought my flat cap. That would have just completed
well,
the set then,
it would have. At least, hey, you come in your best gangster outfit today.
Thank you, man in black.
You're looking bad.
Now, as we record this, the transfer window closes at 7 o'clock on Monday, and we're going to discuss what your club needs. We're going to get some help from fans who've kindly replied to us on social media. We'll get some insight from Blakey as well about what it's like to be a player who find themselves on the move. And in case you didn't know, Blakey's a bit of a rebel. Not quite on the Newcastle Alexander Isak level, but even as a young pup, he made his feelings known. We'll review the Carabao Cup games last night. 3 Welsh clubs through. They've not all got through. Wrexham, Swansea and Cardiff in the same year, anytime. Wrexham got through last night for the first time since 1981-2. We want to know how those results affect things. We're going to look at the Cymru Premier, high-flying Caernarfon Town again, and we'll talk about Merthyr, and we'll issue a bit of an apology to you martyrs. There's somebody looking very embarrassed behind the cameras after this person tweeted how good it was to see Merthyr leading at half-time on Bank Holiday Monday. And, of course, they lost 3-1.
Commentators curse.
Commentators curse. So, you're listening to Robin Blakey's Commentary Box, loud and clear on Welsh football, recorded at the University of South Wales Atrium. Don't forget, you can find us on all social media platforms, X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, and anywhere else you get your podcast.
Come on, Calvin, the programme, how long you going?
Oh, I'm just saying, don't forget
like we haven't talked yet, we've been going 10 minutes.
So we mentioned Alexander Isak, who's effectively, as we record this, on strike. Unforgivable as far as the fans are concerned.
No, what about what you're concerned? What do you think?
I think that I don't...
Can I just say there's always more to a story than you actually know?
You might say that, right? But what I would say is this. I'd be interested in your take on this.
Okay.
I've been on strike plenty of times in my journalism career.
Okay.
I mean, when I first started, we seemed to have a strike every year.
Yeah.
Normally around Christmas.
A New Year.
Which was... So I...
Great time.
You know, I never, ever crossed the picket line, would never do that.
Yeah.
But I didn't get paid while I was on strike.
Okay, but that's the
Alexander
nature.
Isak
That's
is
the nature.
still-
So are you saying, had you got paid, you would have crossed the line, or
No, I
wouldn't
wouldn't cross the line anyway.
So, but if you were on strike and you were still getting paid, you would still go on strike.
No, I'm just contrasting the fact that Alexander Isak is on strike, and as far as we know, he's refusing to play for Newcastle. We know he wants to move to Liverpool, but at the moment, Newcastle aren't taking any sanctions.
Yeah. Well,
That can't be right, can it? Imagine if you're a Newcastle fan. What are you thinking?
well, it's. I'm afraid some things are above and beyond the fans. This is about someone's career. So I don't really know what you want to say.
If he doesn't move by Monday, is there any way back for him?
Okay, let's rewind a little bit. Let's imagine you were working for Beeb, and
They never have me the BBC.
Yeah, well, I know. And you're on, I don't know, let's say 50 grand a year. And then TNT come for you and said, we want to pay you 150 grand a year. And Beeb was saying, well, no, you're in the contract till 2027. And you were like, well, this can financially secure me, my future, my kids, what have you. What would you do? Would you carry on going to work at BBC, or would it get into a bit of a strife?
It's the wrong argument, because you don't work like that at the BBC.
I'm just trying to
serve a time of notice.
give you an example.
Players, okay, then I'll throw it back at you. He signed whatever your contract it was. He's been
It
made.
works both ways.
Okay, it's been. What I do have some sympathy for is players. It's not all one way. Players can be moved around like a piece of meat, frankly.
Well, you're a commodity.
And, I'd like to ask you,
Okay.
when you had possible moves in your career, how much did family come into it? In other words, people forget that an ordinary player, or even a great player, can be influenced by, well, does it mean moving the kids out of school?
Well, that was my move to Blackburn. I had other options, but it made more sense to stay where I was. My eldest had just started school. St. Monica's, I think, in Warrington, Catholic school. Not Catholic, by the way, just put it out there. But just started, and it was a case of, well, you got options in London, options down in the Midlands, but, that was the best option all round, because you can't just think of the football and me. You have to take everything into consideration, and when I did, Blackburn was the best move.
Because you can have a situation where a new manager comes in, doesn't fancy you, even if you've been
that happened to be at Blackburn. That's exactly what happened. So Roy Hodgson signed me and got on with him great. Not sure some of his backroom staff like me, mind. Or where should
I can understand people taking it against you.
Right?
It happens, it's quite natural.
Yeah, I know. But, and within a few weeks, or I don't even know if it was 6 weeks, but they sacked him and brought in Brian Kidd. He lasted 11 months, sacked him, and then brought in Souness. And, all of a sudden you're into, that's what, do you want to talk about experience of being in Cardiff's dressing room and the changeover manager all the time? Marcus Rashford referenced it in what he was saying recently. It's on the money. And I know some people say, oh, well, you just got to get on with it. What you don't understand is that some managers, a lot of managers will come into the club and go, I don't want Rob, so I'm going to treat him like a stepchild.
Yeah.
Really, really badly, right?
Because
For no
they want you
reason.
out. Oh, well, sometimes to establish their authority.
Well, it might be to establish their authority, but I say, what a stupid move.
Yeah.
Because that could be the player that ends up doing the best for you. So they give it all the spiel. Oh, level playing field, they start again. Everyone's going to be on the same sort of ticket. There's nothing, but it's all.
But have you ever been on strike?
You know I have.
Go on then, tell me. When did you do an Isak?
Listen, I spoke Isak for fun. That's nothing compared to what I did. I was a kid. So I went
Paint
on.
the picture. Go on.
Okay, I went on strike at Cardiff. I don't know if the fans can remember. But I was basically, I'd come from Chelsea and I didn't realise I was quite an angry kid, right? And I never knew until recently. Pezza told me, Jason Perry said to me, oh, yeah. There was a lot of emotion and baggage. So I'd come to Cardiff and managed to get in. Well, I got in the youth team as a centre-back because the whole team was taken. Because I came in like January, I think it was. The whole team was sorted. So they had a weakness at right side centre-back, I think. And I was like, no disrespect, but you're playing against like Tottenham's, Arsenal's, people like that. And then you're going to play against Inter Cardiff and people like that. So it's the only league team we faced was Swansea. So it was a doddle. But playing that position, centre-back, thought, oh, yeah, it was too easy. Then made my debut at left-back and played really well. Never played it before, but played well. And then got in the team as like a sort of like a utility sort of player. Sometimes right midfield, sometimes centre midfield, sometimes right back, left back, centre back, centre forward, wherever. It was just like, and then sort of held down a position towards the back end of the season. We got relegated. I think it was like the last 6 or 7 games I've started. But I'm an attacker by trade since I was like knee-high to a goat. So I was thinking, okay, if I get pro, they've used me as a winger and what have you. So, I'll just automatically slip into my left wing position, which I was a left winger. And then Bobby Smith, we were all on Ninian Park one day, and he was saying, there was 5 of us out of 6 got taken on. And he was going around asking, right, what are you going to do? What are you going to do this summer? What are you going to practice on? And Surly was like, defending, feet and crossing. And Chris Summers, what are you going to, finishing and this and that, runs. And great. Uki, what are you going to, defending, tackling. Blakey, what are you going to work on? I said, dribbling, crossing, And he just looked at me like I was alien. Why? So I thought, why me? Like, why is he? Yeah. I said, well, why not? He said, you're not going to be playing up front or wide or anything like that. And I was like, okay, so where am I playing then? He said, you'll be playing centre half next year. I said, no chance. I ain't playing centre half. No way. Not on the first team. He said, yeah, you're playing centre half. I said, no. I said, if I got to play centre half, I'd rather not play. He said, you serious? I said, 100%. Yeah. So then it all started kicking off. And then go and see the manager. The manager says, you're playing centre half. And I say, no, I'm not. And he says, well, you play what you're told. And I say, well, listen, you're not my master. Those days are long gone. I'll walk away from football if that's the case. I'll retire. And
How old are you?
I think I was like 18.
Wow.
And he says,
that would have saved a lot of heartache, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I said, and then they said, you got to play what you're told. Rather than like schmoozing me a bit, they started getting hard. So that makes me then gets my back up. And I'm like, well, no, you're not. I'm not. It's not I don't do dictatorship. See, Rob, as you well know. So ended up then. The PFA come down, said like.
So you're refusing to play?
Yeah. I'm saying I'm not playing centre half. I don't get my nose broke or my eye split. I'm not Jason Perry or Gareth Abraham. I leave that to them boys. I'm a footballer. I want to play football. I don't don't get me wrong. If you stick your head in where it hurts, you have to. But Pezza likes all that. He used to love all that.
He
Gav
did.
Abraham used to love all that. I like the ball to my feet. I want to take you on and get crosses in, score great goals and what have you. So am I boring you? Are you just on your phone?
No,
there?
I'm just checking ready for something else.
So I ended up going on strike, but I ended up playing a year. But the PFA said you got to play where they tell you. So I said okay. I played a year, and then I said I'd retire. And if Len Ashurst had stayed and Eddie May hadn't, I would have retired. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. All the times I've known you, I
Yeah,
didn't
but you're
know
not
that.
very good at your job, are you? You're only good when someone gives you the story. Don't actually get off your backside and go and find the story.
I think you'll find that I was pretty good at that on times.
Well,
when-
you're good at marking people
when
out
people
of,
told
what was it, out
me-
of 5 or 10 you used to give the marks? What was
So-
it? What was it? Just remind
So when it was all settled, did it affect your relationship with the club?
No, with the club. No. Because once I started playing, you kind of forgot about it. And I started playing in a way that wasn't conducive to a third division centre half of them times.
Yeah.
Because it was, those days was head it, kick it, put it in row Z. What you doing? Well, I couldn't do that. I used to dribble out from defence.
Mark Hazelwood always told me you'd make a great centre half.
I would make a
Your
great
future.
centre half. I can jump like a fish. I'm fast as ras. I'm strong. I'm skillful.
Modest.
I can dribble, and I've got a small head.
Okay.
But I can play. No, my point is, Rob, seriously, I played every position for Cardiff, and
Yeah.
I consider I've done a good job at everyone.
Yeah.
Right? Now, there's not many players who can say that.
No, you're
so
right.
I would consider myself
Even
a
I give you that.
footballer.
Yeah. So on Isak, does he go by 7 o'clock on Monday? And if he doesn't, is there a way back?
It's always a way back. I think the players always understand. As players, you're in the dressing room and you want your mate back because you know he's top man and he scores goals and he's your mate, right? But you also understand I could be me in that situation. It could be any one of
Would
them.
you have done what he did?
No, I wouldn't not play.
Right.
I,
So
I,
you're young and...
I was 18, saying I'm not
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
But when they put it on me, I played, and I played well, and I enjoyed the year I played centre half with Pezza. I remember playing against Stockport, Kevin Francis, and what was his name? Andy Priest, was it? Andy,
Yeah.
up front. They were massive. They only had one player under 6'2". I remember going to Stockport and we battered them.
See, no wonder you kept your good looks, innit?
Well, I used to let Pezza do all he had.
So it's amazing. I didn't
definitely
actually
didn't know.
that story.
Yeah.
I must have been off when that happened. That's all I can say.
You were too busy giving Ian Rogerson a 2.
Well, yeah. You're listening to the Rob and Blakey podcast, loud and clear on Welsh football and commentary box. Sorry, I forgot to say. Rob and Blakey
Commentary box, yeah.
commentary box, loud
The
and clear on
commentary
Welsh
box.
football. And we're talking about the transfer window. And I put out, the reason I'm consulting my phone, we've had some interesting replies on what the 4 EFL clubs need.
Okay. Yeah,
so
that's good. Yeah.
Let's, we'll go different to normal. Tinty and the Bucket Hats, well-known Newport fans, say
Experience.
we need a midfield, I can't say the word. Basically, Tinty says, breaks up play in their half, halts attacks, uses the dark arts, ability to drive through their midfield and gain ground in their half. Chris 1382837 on X says Newport need left-sided centre-back, 2 midfield players, 2 strikers. And there's another one as well. I think it's Halfpenny 15 says at least 2 bits of quality, 1 in the middle of the park to assist Smith and a proven goal scorer at League 2 level.
I wouldn't disagree with much of that. I would definitely say centre half. I would definitely say centre forward or 2.
Yeah.
No disrespect the boys that's there, but that is a weakness that's theirs right now. And an experienced head in midfield.
To go with Matt Smith.
Because Matt Smith, I think, he's probably playing at the level lower than what he's capable of playing.
Yeah.
Possibly even 2. And I think you can then release him to do more because he's brilliant with those little balls around the corner. That's when you know a man's played at a higher level, right? Because he gets in midfield and he puts this little one around the corner. to the centre forward, then he goes again. And if I was a centre forward, I don't know if they do it these days where they must do, where they new players, you speak, you watch how each other play, and then you start to link and understand, right, mentality, knowing that when the ball's here, I know he's going to do that.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to be there. So I think if they can get a bit more experience, I think they need 2 or 3, maybe even 4 Newport, because the season's long.
Yeah, and Jamie Preston on X agrees. Newport seriously need an experienced attacker, as we're lacking goals, as well as a midfielder, maybe a defender as well. It's 4 defeats on the
I always say,
transfer.
what's the striker's name with a long name? Sorry,
Courtney Baker-Richardson.
Baker Richardson.
Yeah.
I like, sometimes I wonder what all the coaches are doing, because I've watched him since his first stint at Newport, and I'm like, when I watch him, like, maybe they are, but you should be pulling him aside and coaching him via video, showing him what to do, right? Because he's often not in the position where he's going to score, and he's a striker. And he does it so many times. He's outside of where you're going to score goals, right? So someone pull him aside, watch a video, and then you go and do some training sessions with him. Just because you're 30 or 28, 20, doesn't mean say you're too old to learn. You're just adding little things on there. Like, they probably prolong his career by 4 or 5 years, because he's fit, he's strong, he's physical, he's good for that league. But I watch him and think, oh, give me 6 weeks with him, I guarantee we'd be scoring goals regular.
Okay, let's jump up to League One then with Cardiff.
Flying.
Still unbeaten this season.
Bluebirds flying high.
Gabriel Osho, I understand, will be, by the time people hear and see this,
Signed and sealed.
Rob and Blakey Commentary Box podcast on wherever they get their podcasts, including Spotify
How dare
and
they
YouTube.
go elsewhere?
How dare they go elsewhere? He should be done and dusted. He's already had his medical. And there's talk of at least one more coming in before Monday. I put it on X earlier, and it's 2 bits of... sorry, let's get this one. Gareth Pearce on X says, centre-back looks like it's sorted. So the City need a left-back competition for Joel Bagan.
Yeah.
A winger that can play either flank. Experience would help. An already youthful department. Maybe being a bit greedy, but one more on the top line with a bit of magic from the bench.
Yeah, I like that. I do like Ian Ashford-Mind. He's probably my favourite Cardiff player, has been since I've seen him play first time. Always knew he was quicker than what people thought he was. Very good player. Said I thought he should have played last season.
Yeah.
So I would agree, a winger. I think Willock is having a good start to the season as well. But I still maintain, if you've got a 6'5" centre forward, go on the outside. Go on. If I'm Kean, I'm telling you, I'm going to the big man and saying, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just push it past the winger, the fullback. I'm going to be crossing it. So judging on where if I'm really wide, come middle to near post. If I'm close to the 18-yard box, go middle to far post, right? And just be ready to just munch people, right?
Because they got Yusuf Salak in the middle.
Because they got Salak in the middle. Or you go with Robinson and you've got a bit more movement. But still, that early ball, like, you've seen it, like Brooksy against Liverpool. I keep saying like that. On the outside, early ball cross. Kills defences. As soon as you come inside, everyone can adjust. Right?
Yeah.
As soon as you're a winger, like Willock likes to come and go inside. He's very jinky and darty.
Great goal.
Yeah, fantastic. But as soon as you go inside, you're going into bodies and everyone can just... But if it's outside, it's one-on-one, it's me and you. Once I beat you, then I'm just feeding that ball.
Interesting, though, the play we expect to have him before this podcast goes out. Gabriel Osho, centre-half, Premier League experience with Luton.
Yeah.
Has been with Brian Barry Murphy before.
I think that helps.
Yeah, and a ball-playing centre-half.
Yeah.
Which...
Hello, I would say the 2 young lads at Cardiff have been fantastic, mind. You know, the 2 of them. And they're...
Fish and Dylan Law.
Yeah, they've been brilliant. I'm telling you now, there's no... Sometimes the experience is needed. But they got Chambers sat on the bench, mind, who's ex-Premier League centre-half, and he can play holding midfield.
Who actually scored in the League Cup with
Yeah,
Chandler.
but he's not starting in the league game. And I'd say, well, it's because those two young lads are doing so well.
Yeah.
They've been brilliant. That's what the Cardiff, I've seen them a couple of times now. The young lad, the whole team has been brilliant, right? The goalkeeper, unbelievable, by the way. Ridiculous saves, Trotty. But the team is so much better. Mentally, they're in a better place.
I think what has amazed me most of all is that, I think I mentioned it last week as well, you and Jason Perry have beefed on for so long about no identity, but they seem to know exactly how they want to play.
Yeah, the club doesn't have a philosophy.
And I can't believe how quickly Brian Barry Murphy has managed to ingrain that into the players.
Science,
well, I think it takes a long time to...
Well, no, because really and truly...
managers always ask for time.
No, but you've always learned... You've learned to play... You've been playing football since you're 6 or 7 years old, right? You've probably been at the academy from 8 or 9 years old. Let me finish my point before you jump in, right? Where the water's warm. You've been at an academy since you're 8 or 9 years old. You learn by the time you're 10, 11, 12, 13 to play in different systems or a system, wherever the club's playing. The problem is, like I just said, Cardiff don't have a philosophy, but Brian Barry Murphy does. So he's imprinting how he likes to play on the club rather than the club buying Brian BBM in because this is the way we play. Swansea done it for years and years and years. After Roberto, we just go out and select managers that fit into how we play. That's the whole idea.
That was the genius of Hugh Jenkins, wasn't it?
No, that's the genius. No. That's to find the managers is difficult. Not difficult, but
to find the managers to
you might find the manager who plays plays the style, but he's not always guaranteed to be successful.
No,
but yeah, that's what Hugh done really well, was finding managers who were then successful. Yeah,
so he's right.
I'll give it. Yeah, I'll give it. Yeah. You're like the Godfather. I don't want to mess with you today.
All right, about some things. This is the Rob and Blakey Commentary Box podcast, loud and clear on Welsh football. If you want to get involved with the podcast, we're open to offers. You don't have to be a Hollywood movie star or a rich footballer like Nathan, or even a Ballon d'Or winner or a hip-hop legend. If you want to be part of the podcast, benefit your business through sponsorship and advertising with us. And if you're interested, contact us at robandblakey@gmail.com. We're really excited about the way this podcast has been going and the feedback we've been getting from people. So
like I would say, is what's Cardiff's famous people who would get involved? There's obvious at Wrexham. There's obvious now at Swansea. Newport, there's probably Goldie Looking Chain, whichever one was going, or Benji, Skindred.
At least one of GLC goes to watch Newport.
Skindred have now been with Newport.
Yeah.
Cardiff?
Well, I suppose it would be, it depends where you're...
They haven't got a marketing sort of strategy, have they, for things like that?
Not to get... I'm trying to think who would...
You watch, after this podcast now, Cardiff be scratching around and they'll roll out, I don't know, someone like, I don't know. I don't even want to say a name because it'll just... it'll become a diss of some sort.
You tell me. Anyway, we're not so worried about Cardiff. We're worried about this podcast. So we want support for this podcast.
Yeah.
And it could benefit
and
your
all those
business.
famous names you mentioned, get them on. Come on.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we can do. Come on. Let's go into the championship then before we look back on the Carabao Cup quickly. Wrexham still haven't won in the championship.
4 games?
Yeah, spent over 20 million.
Yeah, I'm not...
Maybe more by Monday.
Yeah, and I said top 6.
Yeah, and you did say top 6. I'll remind you about that every day. But I'm not worried. I think
I'm not worried either.
Time to gel. So, but Wales midfielder Jordan James has been linked with a move from French side Rennes to Wrexham. You love Jordan James, don't you?
Jordan James wouldn't have gone to Rennes. If I was at Cardiff, Newport is two. If I was at Cardiff, Championship, you're building a team. Swansea, you're building a team.
Well, he hasn't been at Cardiff, so why are you saying that?
If I was at Cardiff or Swansea,
all right,
listen what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right. 2 years ago, I would have had him from Birmingham. He wouldn't have gone to Rennes.
So he'd be good for Wrexham?
Fantastic.
Because they have got injuries. Ollie Rathbone, I think, is a
He'd
major miss for Wrexham.
He'd be the best centre midfielder there if he signs, in my opinion. And that's not a Welsh thing. He could be from Timbuktu. But when I've seen him play and what I've seen from him in the last 2 or 3 years, 2 years, yeah, I think he's like... Do you know, what's the lad? He's a similar type who signed from Blackburn to Palace, centre midfielder, Wharton.
Wharton, yeah.
Unbelievable player.
Yeah.
Right?
He's a beast in that midfield.
But he's no, he's not. He's not. A beast means he's just physical.
He's got a
beautiful.
Well,
he's a beautiful player.
Yeah,
right?
he is. Yeah.
Jordan, like I said, we've seen Jordan play deep alongside Ethan.
Yeah.
First time we thought, wow, what a player.
Yeah.
Then when Bella's come in, actually he's pushing him more up higher, and he's becoming a bit of like an 8 sort of 10, more attacking. Done it with his eyes closed. So he's got a bit of everything about him. So for me, like, that's invaluable. And he's young.
When would Wrexham fans start to worry, do you think, about the side gelling? We're not even out of
January
yet. Oh, January, that's when you'd start.
Yeah, I ain't stressed.
Yeah.
I call top 6, I'll stay there.
Yeah.
Listen.
Can you have too many players, though?
No, but what you can be called out as a coaching staff as well, because you like, if none of you have ever coached in a championship, you can go into pre-season thinking, oh, this is what we do, this is what we've done it. And I said a couple of weeks ago, they look heavy-legged. Again, on Saturday, they seem to run out of gas like about 70 minutes, right?
In the Carabao Cup,
they were on fire.
92nd minute.
Yeah, they were on it, right? They was because they had different personnel. But I think in the league, they look like lethargic again. And I'm like, my worry is, your first 5 or 6 games, we always say, you blow about 65, 75 minutes your first 2 games. And then you go to 80, 85 minutes on your next 2 games. And then by your 5th and 6th games, Ben Hur, right? Up the full speed, ramming speed, right? You can really go for it, but they don't seem to. They're not jumping up to that level. Like the worry was on Saturday. The lads both should have scored probably 3, right? And then the lad who scored the equaliser had a great chance.
Caernarfon, wasn't
it? To win it. Right, I think it was him who had the chance to win it right at the end. But their goals are all coming when there's 8 men, 7. Watch the goals, right? I bet you never.
No, I've seen the goals, yeah.
So what would you say is the problem?
Well, Sheffield Wednesday should have won with the breakaway in the last minute.
Yeah, with the 3v2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but tell me, can you see it? Like, there's a glaring, obvious problem. Let me put it on you. Let me ask you, can you see what the problem is at the moment?
What, with Wrexham?
Yeah.
I just think they're taking time to gel. And maybe they lack a bit of pace in the midfield.
Have a look at the goals they've conceded and the chances. 9 times out of the 10, they've got like 8 men in the box, 7 men in the box.
So are they too gung-ho then?
No, there's no in their own box defending.
Sorry, in their own box, right?
Yeah,
sorry,
there's no one getting close enough to each other.
Yeah.
There's no one like ranting. There's no one like prepared to go and like really physically dominate. It's too passive. And I don't know whether that's a tired mind or a passive mind. Or, like I said, the coaching might have thought we're up to speed, but actually the championship is catching us out a bit. We need to work a bit harder. The boys won't thank me for this, but get your fitness levels up. They need to...
And yet, in the Carabao Cup, they
probably
keep winning late.
They changed personnel, don't they? And Carabao Cup is a mentality as well at this early stage. Coming up against teams, you just want to get through it.
Well, the good thing about Wrexham is that, and for Wales, is that Kiefer Moore has started scoring goals, and that is going to be an encouragement.
Keeper had a shotgun on the winner mind last night.
Yeah. And that'll be an encouragement. Which, before we get to Swansea, we should mention our poll from last week.
Yeah.
Who's the Welsh #1 goalkeeper?
I'm going to say Darlow won it. That's a no.
Well, yeah, you probably know.
No, I haven't seen it.
All right,
though.
it was 80-20, Carl Darlow ahead of Danny Ward, which is no surprise, although Darlow was part of the Leeds side that lost to Sheffield Wednesday in the Carabao
Yeah,
Cup
but
last night.
you're taking on one game.
But he hasn't started a league game.
Yeah.
He hasn't started in the Premier League for Leeds.
Yeah.
But, as I said last week,
Well, they just got a new keeper, haven't they? Leeds?
Wales in the last few years, in fact, plenty of years with Wayne Hennessy, had their goalkeepers had the propensity to not play for their clubs
and
yet step up for Wales. But I don't think there's any surprise in that, Paul. Which brings us to Swansea and who they need in the transfer window, because Jan Vipotnik scored an absolute screamer in the Carabao Cup win over Plymouth. I know we went to penalties.
Yeah.
And actually, the lesser-spotted Andy Fisher, goalkeeper, did really well in the penalties, made the difference. Although, was it Soriano, the former Swansea player, missed the pen?
Yeah. I did wonder why Sid Waddell, the number 7.
Oh, Vidal,
yeah. I was wondering why he was marking the centre-back for the set-piece goal.
Yes, that was a bit, because it was striking with his...
Sorry, Swansea coaching staff, if I've highlighted something that you wanted to keep, but it was pretty blatant.
Yes.
Like, little man, big man, got manhandled, and then,
I'm looking again at the responses I've had from Swansea fans.
Need a striker,
Andrew Concan... Well, there we are. You just...
took the words out of your mouth.
I would say number 9 for the Swans, but that's fairly obvious. Even though Vipotnik scored a beauty last night.
Yeah, you can't change it. You do, right?
And he scored on Saturday.
Yeah, you're a BBC guy, though, right? Or former BBC.
X.
Former
See that
BBC.
behind me? That's my career.
Yeah. Okay. But your press, you're more reactive. Because it's a story. That's the way your mind thinks.
Well, no.
Where I think, let me finish. I haven't even finished my point. I think, I step back and I would say look at it more holistically, right? But I would agree they need a striker, even if Vipotnik does score 2 in the last 2. I still think you need competition for strikers. It's the bread and butter of the game. I don't believe in all this one striker nonsense at any club.
No, I agree.
Not even 2. I don't agree with.
No,
I would say a minimum of 3 strikers.
I've always said you can't have enough strikers.
3 strikers, and then hopefully one in 21s who I could possibly chuck in.
Yeah.
So I'd have 4 strikers in my squad. I'd say battle for a place or 2.
Yeah.
But it's slightly. It's almost like I don't want to threaten him with the. Do you know what I mean? You've got Liverpool now, and they've got a great striker, and they're trying to sign another world-class striker. That's what the game's about, competition.
Yeah. There's some talk that Vipotnik might be in the departure lounge, but I find that odd unless they can find
I don't, because
another striker.
I don't want to, I'm not dissing anybody, so don't take it the wrong way. I don't want to get people attacking me on social media, but he's not quick enough, I don't think, for the championship. The goal he scored last night, touch, bang, fantastic, right? But realistically, you need minimum, I would say, championship 15 goals to be considered the first team striker. And I don't care, even if you're in a relegated team, I would say 15 goals is like your minimum ask as a striker.
Is that as much of a thought of... Because I think at the moment, Swansea are not getting the best out of Liam Cullen either, who's taking a little bit of flack.
Well,
and I just think he needs to be...
I'm not sure Liam's best position, though. Are you? I
think it's off a big man hovering around. I think I've said this.
What happens if you haven't got a
previously.
Big man?
Well, Vipotnik is big enough for me. It's just
he's 6'1", isn't he? I mean, I call a big man is like Salek. That's a big man. I think Vipotnik, most defenders are like 6 foot, 6'2". You know what I mean? So he's not bigger than the average, and he's not quicker than the average. Right? I think last night's goal was basically someone wins the ball in midfield, wraps it into him, he takes a beautiful first touch, perfect, out of his feet, and then just lets go. Right? First I thought it took a deflection because it went so quick. But watching it again, it was a beautiful strike. are you going to get that sort of opportunity? Do you get those opportunities regular in the Championship when it's at full tilt, full Ben-Hur, boom, boom, boom? I don't think so.
That's the second reference to Ben-Hur.
Yeah.
Have you been watching?
No, I just remember when he says ramming speed and they got to work there,
Yeah. So, Swansea this season, if they are as they are, let's say they bring a striker in on Monday, whether Vipotnik stays or not.
Yeah.
Where are you thinking? Because I think this might make a good poll. Where do we think Swansea will finish this season?
They're so hard
Because I
to
do
call.
think Alan Shearer has been backed. I think Marko Stamanic looks a decent player.
Yeah.
This time from Forest. I quite like the look of Malik Yalkoi on loan from Brighton. Inusa looks lively. Zidane Inusa.
Yeah.
So they've got people there, haven't they? It's whether they can get working up front. That's the key, isn't it?
It's similar to what I said about I'm not sure where Swansea could finish top 6, top 8, top 10.
Well, there, we'll put that out. Top 6, top 8, top 10.
Or
top 12.
Or anywhere else.
Or anywhere else.
Or below. Where would you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So top 6, top 8, top 10. Or if you think 22nd, 21st,
I don't see them going down.
But 19th, 18th, I was just going up the league.
Yeah. No.
So whatever you think. So any other position. But it's hard to call because they got potential, I think, to be like definitely a top 8 team. When you look at them, you think potentially players, youth, experience, could do with a goal scorer or two, maybe a winger who can get you through goals. I think the midfield is all right. I think Cullen would come more to fruition if you get that sort of striker situation sorted. But
you'd have to say probably Craig Bellamy gets the best out of Liam Cullen.
Defensively, yeah. But it's Craig Bellamy's picking from international players.
Yeah.
Alan Sheehan isn't.
No, there isn't.
It's about scouting and recruitment.
Yeah.
They got to go out and but I would say Swansea are maybe 3 players short of having a really good season.
So you like 3 in by Monday?
If they can get 3 in, definitely striker. Midfielder,
I think they got
plenty of.
And there's even some talk of Ollie Cooper leaving before Monday's deadline. So
really?
Yeah. Because
is that Ollie Cooper that you were talking as top Welsh talent?
Did I say that?
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you said to me he's top Swansea player and he'll be in the Welsh squad for many years to come. Those were your words.
Did I say that?
Those were your exact words, my brother.
Right. I know what's happened this season.
It's funny.
But sometimes managers change.
He uses that age sometimes and starts thinking about a bit. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes managers change, and it doesn't work out for a player, and then he has to move on. And I'm not.
That happens sometimes. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, I think he needs to develop his game further, though.
Yeah.
I think he's very much. I think he's a good player, but I think he's doing what he was doing 2 or 3 years ago still, as get it, run. And I just don't think you can do that as much. I think he needs to develop more of a clever, conniving sort of, I say, midfielders who play round corners and stuff like that. And, you're not someone who you see him like getting a pass the first time, wrapping it around a midfielder or a defender and goes Cullen. And you need to develop your game.
What I would say about the Carabao Cup second round games involving the Welsh clubs, there's going to be a derby
coming, I think.
Well, there was a Vipotnik screamer.
Oh, great goal.
Ryan Hardy's goal for Wrexham.
Oh, I tell you what, I was so pleased for him.
And into the far corner.
I was so pleased for him, right, because he's under pressure. It's horrible signing for a new club. I remember I signed for Bolton and didn't score for I think I scored 1 in a while.
What a goal.
But he was, and it was effortless.
Yeah, it was.
But he knew exactly what he was doing.
Didn't look, just turned and swept it into the top corner, far corner.
Brilliant finish.
It was a brilliant goal.
Yeah, so hopefully he can get on a roll now.
Yeah.
That's what you want as a striker. You go out, score next league game, even if you bundle it over the line, you're on a roll.
I was trying to monitor all 3 games.
It was difficult, wasn't it?
It was difficult. But then Isaac Davis scored a fantastic individual goal for Cardiff.
Dribbling, yeah. I like
from his own half.
Yeah.
Pacey. Great finish as well, because he had nutmegged the one defender to cut inside.
Yeah.
You love it. We love a nutmeg, don't we?
We love a nutmeg, and we love the dribble finished, right? The dribble is the best goals for me.
Yeah.
You can volley or top corner, stanch and all that, but for me, getting the ball, running with it, beating players is what.
And you know I'm soppy. I loved Ruben setting up
his brother
Joel for the goal.
Yeah.
And some of the quotes from Joel Cowell afterwards saying, I don't care if my brother does better than me, I'll still be so proud.
Yeah. Well, imagine what it's like for mum and dad.
Oh,
right?
Wonderful.
Like I said, I've met his dad, lovely guy. But I was watching him last night and I just thought, first of all, the ball Ruben played. I was like,
it's sick, isn't it?
It makes me laugh,
Yeah.
right? It makes me laugh because I'm like, mate, just go and get me some salt and vinegar with my chips, please.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't want a cob, no.
Yeah.
So it was a lovely little shape to shoot and like just a little tiny cutback. And then what I liked about Joe was I'm finishing it. I'm not trying to dink it, I'm finishing it. And he just wrapped it in the back of the net.
Yeah,
so
it was
lovely to see, man. Lovely to see.
Great
Got to be
goals.
proud for any parent, right?
Yeah, no.
Have two sons playing.
It is fantastic. And let's hope by the
Wales
time
next.
people hear and see this, they will, all three of them will have had belter Carabao Cup games in round 3. Merthyr, an apology.
I'm not apologising.
So
what are you apologising
they were
for?
beating Scarborough 1-0 at half-time on Bank Holiday Monday.
Names.
And Robin Blakey, the person who runs the account.
Names.
Okay, she won't mind.
Names.
Our producer Julie tweeted.
Julie who?
On the Julie Kissing, that would be.
Okay.
No, I don't want to tuck it up.
No, don't tuck it up.
But it wasn't me and it wasn't you. And it wasn't Tom or Matt in the background either. So we're just making that clear.
You mean Dan or Matt in the background?
Dan or Matt, yeah. Just to be
I got
clear.
your dad, don't worry, mate.
So, this went out on the Robin Blakey X account. No stopping the martyrs this bank holiday. Monday, keep it going. And they lost 3-1, having been 1-0 up at half-time. But they did win 3-0 at Curzon Ashton on Saturday. And Ricardo Rees, 5 in 5.
Yeah.
Second in the...
Do you know what I would say, though, in fairness to Jules?
In the league ranks. Yeah, go on.
It's probably come at a good time because I think the carnival atmosphere was starting to sort of multiply into this could be another promotion season. And fingers crossed, hopefully it is. But you just need that little reality check. Bang, feet back on the ground. Right, everybody. Okay, let's make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
So a little reality check after a great start to the season. I think it's...
And we got to say, Julie does great work for us, doesn't she? This
fant-
podcast wouldn't happen.
She does fantastic work.
Without JK.
But listen, if
Wales
are winning 1-0, just don't let Jules loose on social media.
Yeah. And finally to the Cymru Prem, last but not least, Caernarfon Town. We talked about them before. I put out there, what's the secret for Caernarfon Town? They are top, okay, with 10 points, played 4, scored 15 goals, 5 against. Adam Davis, joint top scorer in the league with 4. Ruben Davies of Britain Ferry has got 4 as well.
How many games they played?
They played 4. And TNS are done on 7 points.
How many games you play in a season?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm being like you now, am I? I'm being like you now.
Give Caernarfon some due credit.
Yeah.
Because they got to make hay while the sun shines. You know, TNS have had an inauspicious start to the campaign.
Okay.
Caernarfon are flying.
You swallowed the dictionary.
But I asked what the secret was, and none other than the senior England kit man, Pat Frost, got back in touch with me.
Okay.
He's also on the board of Caernarfon, I should say.
Okay.
And he said,
well, Patrick,
there's no secret, Rob. We've got good players and an unbelievable team spirit, and that will win you football matches.
Okay, but are they? So they're obviously trying to win the league. That's what we hope. By March next year, we're talking about Caernarfon in a position to win the league, at least in the position.
Yeah.
Right, but great start. Listen, goals is just the best thing in football.
15-4 is decent going, isn't it?
That's outrageous,
Yeah.
really and truly. But counts for nothing if you don't win that.
And I think I said last week when we were also paying tribute to them, because they'd scored 5 the week before, that if they get on a roll, Caernarfon, they were in Europe for the first time a year or two ago.
That'd be great.
They've got big support.
Even if they don't win it, to get the Europe again.
Yeah, it would be.
And yeah, they have got good support. So, but your supporters want success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing worse than having these great games now, and then you get to January and you can't pick by a win. Do you know what I mean? And you're losing or you're drawing, and then you're slipping from second to fourth down the table, and then the gap becomes so big that you know you're not going to win it. And, it's I'm like, I don't get excited by, I enjoy early season football, but it excites me in one way, but I don't think myself, I just think myself, come back to me.
Fans can get excited. That's what I like. When managers say,
absolutely,
listen, you fans, you dream.
Absolutely.
We have to keep our feet on the ground.
Absolutely.
You're an ex-pro, so you keep your feet on the ground. I'm a ex-journalist
I don't want to dream
who gets wild at the hint of success.
Yeah, you do.
Journalists go over the top. But that's what...
Well, it's only so they can bring you back down, isn't it?
Well, occasionally. Sometimes I had to bring you back down, didn't I, as a player?
You never brought me down, son. You just thought you did.
Well, I mean...
Well, when?
Well, I didn't know you'd been on strike. Otherwise,
that's
obviously we all know the tale from...
You couldn't bring me down if
Episode 1, where you said you walked out at half-time. That was a sort of strike. But since you've gone even better than that now.
Yeah.
So this weekend, big games. We'll see just how good Sheffield Wednesday are, because Swansea are there on Saturday. Wrexham got a tough trip to Millwall. Cardiff are home to Plymouth, who made Swansea work really hard.
I'm doing the game
in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, it should be a decent game.
And Newport are away to Cambridge after 4 defeats on a bounce.
Tough. Well, they need just sever that, don't they? They need to get themselves a point at least or something, because it can quickly run away with you. What you don't want to do is get to like 7 defeats, 8 defeats on a bounce, because then people go, the manager. And I'm like, well, is your squad strong enough?
Yeah.
Is it, you're not really giving the manager a fair crack of the whip, because you won't know unless you give him the players. And I know, like, people go, we'll budget. Well, surely the manager and the owner spoke about budgets and what was available. And like I said, there's a lot of quality free transfers out there right now.
Yeah, well, we shall see what happens.
Get your recruitment sorted, people.
By
That's what it's about.
Time we meet next.
And one thing I would say, sorry, Rob, is not all recruitment should be done on a...
No.
These tell you more than anything.
Yeah. But next week, you'll be in Kazakhstan, so we're hoping you can join us.
I will, yeah. I have to take the laptop and I'll try and get on the big screen.
So by then we will have... Craig Bellamy will have announced his Wales squad. We'll know the Carabao Cup draws for round 3. And we'll know who's gone where on Monday evening at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I think I've got a feeling there's going to be a Welsh derby in the Carabao Cup.
Well, that could be out of date by tonight. When they get, I don't know who else in the Carabao Cup.
The draw. Should
mention as well, Merthyr have got long trips this weekend. Kings Lynn this Saturday. And then Macclesfield away on Tuesday. And we mentioned Caernarfon. They've got a belter on Saturday. The 5:15 game is Haverfordwest away. Haverfordwest, one of those fancy teams. But that just about does it for the Rob and Blakey Commentary Boss podcast. Don't forget to look out for us on all the social media. We've been brought to you with the help and support of the journalism and media courses at the University of South Wales Atrium campus. You can find Rob and Blakey on all social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, X, Threads, and Blue Sky, or wherever you normally find your podcasts, including Spotify. And if you are on Spotify or YouTube, please subscribe. And if you want to help us with this podcast, if you want to support and get involved, then why not send us an email, robandblakey@gmail.com. cardiffcity.com.